166-1781. Visit NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into ViStar Memorial Arena February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit AckermanUrology.com. When persistent plumbing problems leave you feeling flushed, don't panic. Call Roland Reich. They quote all pricing in advance, so your only surprise is how quickly they'll solve your issue. Roland Reich Plumbing, PlumbingJacksonville.com.
The Drill.
From the DivorceMenOnly.com studios.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken.
You know it!
Jeff Proctor.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
Rise and shine, Googans, go time. On a Monday morning, you are listening to The Drill. It's a next-gen roofing Monday. Keep them in mind. I got a little rain this weekend. When you get the leaks, then we got your fix right there with next-gen roofing, local, community-driven, not one of the fly-by-nights. It's next-gen roofing. So you remember that when you need them. We had, listen, something happened with the Jaguars. It's like being reported as a report that, as far as I can tell, is nothing more than an opinion driven by something that James Gladstone said in his postseason press conference that we've already talked about. So we'll wind our way through that as we go through the morning and through the 6 o'clock hour as well. But, you know, this news that the Jaguars are, Travis Hunter will be pretty much a cornerback with some wide receiver. I feel like, and I don't have the name of the guy who is they're, quoting. Okay. Who do you know? Cameron Wolfe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty.
He's NFL Network, I believe.
Okay. Now, from what did you read the story that Cameron Wolfe posted?
I just saw the headline, but I was like, okay.
It doesn't. But my point is this. Unless I'm missing something here, and y'all can hit me up on the text line. Let me set the bar. Right, Cameron Wolfe of, as ET tells me, it's NFL Network, reports that Travis Hunter will be a full-time cornerback next year with some wide receiver, packages. Isn't that basically what he reported? Just kind of firm. So initially I'm like, so somebody inside the Jags has told Cameron Wolfe exactly what they're going to do. I mean, it sounds an awful lot like what James Gladstone said at his postseason press conference. If you connect the dots and read between the lines, we look at our roster, look at how it's performing, look where the bigger need will be next year. It'll be a cornerback for sure. We can say that right now before you go into free agency. With Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., Parker Washington, you got 3 more than good enough receivers right out the gate. What are we going to have at corner? And Gladstone kind of said as much in his postseason press conference. And I almost feel like, what's the guy's name again? I'm sorry, Wolf? Connor Wolf? Cameron Wolf?
Cameron Wolfe.
Cameron Wolfe. I almost feel like he's just kind of digesting what each organization has said maybe in the postseason. And so if he's taking it directly from that, I don't think anything's really changed as far as what we know about the Jaguars and how they plan to employ Travis Hunter. Because I promise you, if you got Liam Cohen aside and you ask him what he thought Travis Hunter would be doing next year, it'd be more than a, quote, wide receiver package. I believe that part too, still. Now, Travis Hunter playing every down as a starting cornerback, all for it. Will that end up being the plan? May very well be, should be. But does that mean now? What does a package of plays mean, by the way? Does it mean playing 50% of the snaps, 15% of the snaps? But while that got some traction as kind of headline news this weekend, I'm just not sure that it's anything really new or newer than what we've heard the team say when asked about Travis Hunter as we've gone through this offseason, because Liam Cohen has been on with the Natties and they've asked him about Travis Hunter, and there's been no declaration formally by the organization exactly how they plan to employ him. But should it end up being as a starting cornerback playing 100% of the snaps, would anyone be surprised? ET, would you be surprised if, when the season starts, he's a CB1?
Nah.
And if he were a CB1, would you be surprised if he still played 50% of the offensive snaps?
Nope.
Yeah. That's probably a good number to shoot for. 100. Let's get 100. Let's get an all-pro out of one side, right? And maybe get a Pro Bowler on the other, all depending. And you have him there in reserve. The beauty is in the utility of Travis Hunter. By the end of last year, he could have been playing. Say he doesn't get hurt. Well, a lot changes. They don't trade for Jacoby Myers. There's a lot different. You can't really, I guess, put it in that perspective. But as the roster was constructed at the end of the year, it would have been better having Travis Hunter as a starting cornerback and leave the receivers alone. Right? In the postseason, you guys watched the game, didn't you? I mean, we let Brandon Cooks beating Travis Hunter for that play? I don't think he is. I'm not trying to be hard on Newsome. I don't think Travis Hunter's getting beat there. So by the end of the year, he would have been playing cornerback in that game against the Bills, maybe a play or two on offense, but the way Parker Washington had emerged, the addition of Jacoby Myers and Brian Thomas Jr. on one side, where would he have been more valuable? And the Jags are smart. They're run by forward-thinking people. They would have seen that. And so as we sit here looking at game one of next year, why would it be any different? Why would if the best plan for the playoff game, if Travis Hunter were here and healthy, and again, we wouldn't have Jacoby Myers, but we do now. So in the playoff game against the Bills, Hunter would have been CB1 and played every down at cornerback. Played some on offense, I'm sure, some, but with Washington and Thomas and Myers, we're good. Need a fourth, even, we're CB1 and Tim Patrick go run her out. And so if that would have been the case, your best path to victory at the most important time of the year, why wouldn't it be week 1, 2026? And so that is kind of in conjunction with the quote Travis Hunter update, which I'll be honest, I read the story, but I don't see Tony Baselli telling him that, right? That's all I mean. But Travis Hunter going to be kind of out of sight, out of mind. I think we're forgetting the value that could very well be added with Travis Hunter's return now with some experience under his belt without the urgency to carry the team. We talked about last preseason, Travis Hunter, a rookie entering the league, taking pressure and attention off of Trevor Lawrence, a veteran quarterback, which in hindsight seems silly. You shouldn't need that. It should be the other way around. And now it will be. So good days ahead for the Jags. We'll see how aggressive they are here in free agency and with a weekend to sit on it. Drive time to think about it a little bit. Did you see this list that came out this weekend? One of the guys at Over the Cap or somewhere put out just with normal contract restructuring, how much ground NFL teams can make up. Well, long story short, the Jaguars, just with some normal restructuring, pushing some stuff ahead that's not going to necessarily cripple you with some, quote, normal restructuring, they could free up like $60 million. So, yeah, everything's up for grabs in free agency, I guess is what I'm saying, depending on how they plan on using it. But if the Jaguars are a team who, in their own view, is a piece away, maybe they do swing with a max deal for someone and just fill in with these draft picks and some lesser free agents along the way. Would it be worth it? If you could add Trey Hendrickson and nothing else in free agency, and just, well, it's when I say nothing, just some, some guard deck, some late, additions, and go with, first you got two guys coming off of IR, go with some guys that are going to have to show up. What would you do?
I would be good with that.
Yeah, or you can get, I can give you 4 or 5 decent players, a decent tight end and a decent edge
for that
rusher.
home run,
yeah,
man.
maybe. It depends on how close they think they are and what they think the needs are, and whether their rhetoric about pressures v. sacks or Trayvon Walker and his production, then you find out. Find out when decisions are made and guys run out onto the field.